So, Apple and Epic Games are going at it in court. Now, I knew this was happening before, but I decided not to cover it because, well, most companies that get into any sort of legal trouble settle. It's like apology videos, except for companies. So, on the Apple Play Store, if you pay for something, Apple gets 30%. Um, uh, Apple gets 30% of the money made, right? Now, Spotify says that this is a way to gatekeep competitors. Well, Apple says no, it's just a way for us to make revenue. And, well, if I'm honest, I'm probably going to say, yes, it's a way to make revenue, but it's also a way to gatekeep competitors. So, yeah. So, how did this start? So, Fortnite, which was made by Epic Games, one of the defendants in this court case, decided to go sell V-Bucks. But instead of paying the 30%, they decided to go sell it directly through Epic Games. Now you're like, oh, well, what's so bad about that? Well, it was on Apple phones. And that is not really good. So they sued them, and Epic Games didn't settle. So Epic Games was actually originally the defendant. So Apple kicked them off the platform. They got a reason to by the court. Then Epic Games sued the court, and this is what this is. So Apple brought some pretty damning evidence, which was, drumroll please, we don't have a drumroll sound effect. It was this. So Apple brought, I'm gonna stop procrastinating. So when did this happen? At 2 a.m. Yeah, tactics-wise, it's not very bold, it's kind of boring, and it's bad, but I'm a tactician, and a tactician in everything. So, you have to understand something about companies. They love press. Sometimes they also hate it, especially when they're the defendant. But if you have evidence, you're gonna want to post it before the morning news cycle. Right? So all the CNNs and all the MSNBCs can get on it, right? And let's say you released it at 10 a.m., right? Well, everybody's at the office, and you're gonna have to wait for the afternoon news cycle, which is a lot worse. You want morning news cycle rather than afternoon. You're like, well, why do you want the morning news cycle? People get up, see this court case, and they have nothing really else to do, so they find interest in it. Afternoon, well, people might have children, or they might have to go make themselves food or whatever. So that's why, also, it's just longer hours in the day. That's why you always want morning news. So, what is Epic Games fighting for? Well, they say they're trying to cut the fee down in, overall. Right? And their reasoning for this is to help small creators. Right? And so if someone buys their game, 30% of it isn't taken away. Right? Good on them. But it's kind of obvious what their actual goal is. More money! While also helping small creators, but that's just a side effect of this. The main goal, more money. Got it? Now, unfortunately, we can't really get the entire story because of, the US justice system and suing people. What you don't know is companies can't post certain things about the case. Got it? Okay, so we don't know that much except for what the companies have posted. Nothing else. So take all of this with a grain of salt. So, You're like, oh, okay, well, why are you covering this? This just seems boring. Well, it's because, Microsoft supported Epic Games. You know, the company who's trying to buy TikTok and has 29 days? Yeah, that Microsoft. Oh, so you're like, okay, well, why does that matter? Because it's the only $1 trillion company that I can think of right now. And no, Amazon is not a $1 trillion company last time I checked. So Microsoft basically said, yeah, this is bad, and, oh shoot, I have to explain what Unreal Engine is. So Epic Games owns Unreal Engine, right? And they're constantly updating it at all that. So Microsoft says denying Epic access to the SDK or other development tools. SDK is basically budget cuts. Well, budget cuts so they don't have to, spend so much money and, make sure it reaches people. Yeah. Developing would take away some from support for Unreal Engine on iOS and macOS. Basically they say Unreal Engine is better than, well, almost everything. And, well, different game engines are designed for different platforms, but Unreal Engine is very good in it. I think it works on all platforms. The game. As a result, game creators, including Microsoft, are preparing to develop games targeting multiple platforms, generally choosing game engines based both on functionality they do as their ability to support development for those platforms. So basically, what's that saying is Microsoft plans to play games, and they also want they also want to make more money. But with Microsoft supporting them, I'm going to expect a ton of other people to just support them because you get more profit. And also, Apple has kind of wronged a lot of people. They've made a lot of enemies. And, kid, in my business, you don't okay, I'm gonna stop doing a fake Italian accent because I can't do it worth a damn. Kid, in my business, you don't want to make enemies. One of them could have a little 9mm. Well, take that quote, except in my industry, browser or whatever industry, or the phone industry or whatever industry, you don't want to make some enemies because as soon as there's a controversy, you're gonna get hammered. Now let's go on to opinions, as I've, definitely not already given an opinion. Opinions on who's going to win, why they're going to win, and, well, that's it. So, who's going to win in my opinion? Apple, definitely Apple. See, Epic Games went around Apple, and I don't know what their contract is, but I'm going to bet it violated their contract. Or caused damages, right? So damages would be not paying them, and violation of contract, well, as long as they have a contract that Epic Games has signed and they went around that, they're gone, right? So, why would they win? Well, those are for the reasons that I just stated. Okay, bye! This is a 10-minute video, bye-bye!